What's up, everyone? It's Griebs here from One Last Try. I am on my third episode of my solo playthrough for What Remains of Edith Finch. At the very end of episode 2, we finished with Sam, who I think was the uncle. No, looks like Sam was Edith's grandfather. I think, and he was the one that died in that horrible hunting accident. Now there's a small gap that I missed. There was some audio issues, but nothing of the actual story was basically lost. It basically walked through this little crawl space to get from Sam's room over to where we are now, which appears to be a child's room, where Gregory, Dawn, and Guss, I guess, had their room. And Dawn, if you recall, is Edith's mom, so it means the other two are likely Edith's uncles. Although Gregory, if we look a little bit closer, it shows here was 1976 and 1977, so he didn't really last, unfortunately, very long. As a reminder, before we dive in, if you're enjoying this content, please feel free to like and subscribe down below. We are enjoying making this content. It's a lot of fun for us. It's also good to get some feedback through those likes and subscribes that people are enjoying this as well. And it gives us the encouragement we need to continue delivering prime quality videos for you. Where we can continue doing more solo plays and more group plays, and then also some verses, and then we've got a whole bunch of other ideas down the pipe that we're looking forward to showing for you. So let's continue to go right in here. Like I said, we're about to start a new story with Gregory here, and let's see what is going on. Like I said, this is going to be a 1-year-old, so I don't know what to expect. Okay, a divorce contract. The lawsuit has been, so this is between Sam and Kay. Can I? Okay, so this is the grandparents. I guess divorced. I'm guessing before Sam died. So Sam died in 1983. This is from 1977, so it must be right after Gregory died. The lawsuit has been filed to Sam, so it looks like it was initiated from Kay. If you do not like the file your response on time, you may blah blah.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Okay, I guess we're Gregory now. In the tub.
He saw things the rest of us don't.
So just for context, I have a 2-year-old, so I don't know if this is going to be a very enjoyable experience for me. Let's find out. Oh, now we control the frog. That's fun. Oh, I'm afraid this kid's going to drown. Okay, a reminder, if you are a parent, do not leave children under the age of, I think, 6 by themselves in the tub.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw.
That was kind of fun. Hit the ducks.
What the world was like.
Sorry, Gregory.
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw.
Oh. Oh.
It sure made him happy.
It's very interesting. Not sure what I'm really supposed to do, if I'm supposed to do something, or is this just playing out? Now, the fact that I was able to get up there, I have a feeling I'm going to hit that water tap. Oh, what's over here? Oh. I guess I needed the whale that was there. There we go. Oh, what's that? This is the most interesting platformer I may have ever played, this little frog level here. There we go.
silly it sounds.
Okay, so that's a shampoo bottle.
That
What's
I worried
next?
about a baby being too happy. But I could feel her slipping away.
Okay, Mom's back. That's good.
I know you did everything you could.
I mean, we know eventually the kid's unfortunately
Maybe if I hadn't
gonna
called
die,
you.
so there's no good ending to this.
Damn it.
Even though the water is now empty.
Hold on, I don't want Gregory.
I wish he could have told us
Oh, Gregory.
about the world he saw.
The frogs? Oh, okay, this is good time to avert your eyes if the death of children bothers
So
you.
much I don't understand.
Oh, this is kind of fun. Well,
About everything.
as fun as this type of story can be, that's telling the gruesome tale of a 1-year-old being killed. So let's go unplug the... Can we do that? Can we go unplug the water?
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
One of those things where you wish you could save him and change the history, but unfortunately Gregory is... Okay, that's good.
I'm sure he's happy.
I'm not controlling it now.
And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
I guess the assumption is that he did drown. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, there's Gregory's locker. Teamwork makes the dream work. Respect makes the... I don't have a good rhyme for that one. Okay. But this is also Gus's room, so where's the Guss story? Maybe up there? Oh, that's a kite? Oh, there it is. So Guss made it to 13.
My mom ever writing poetry, and yet a poem for Guss, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard. Before the day my
now we're
brother
flying a
said
kite.
Teenage disregard, that
Pretty
he'd
cool.
be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Guss stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
I guess we're just activating the text here by flying over top of it.
Talked him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I can guess what's going to happen. I mean, yep, that's basically what I guessed. Benjamin Franklin would understand. Perhaps. If that's not an old wives' tale. Okay. So I think we're supposed to be doing something more than just flying through those words. Let's go over here. Oh, words here.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Guss declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Do that, Dad. I'm rebellious. The rebellious 13-year-old.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Okay, it's raining now. Yep. Some more words down there. Oh, crashed my kite a little bit.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Oh, there's a more than just a lightning storm. Looks like it might be a... Yeah, stop flying your kite, kid. Right? All right. Oh, we can go all the way around. Oh, maybe I have to collect more stuff. Oh, there they are, more words.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, make the music louder.
So this is Dawn, who's the mom, at her, I guess her dad's next wedding after the divorce. I think I read that right. I wish that. Oh. That was unexpected. Oh, we didn't just get impaled, did we? No.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Got carried away?
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Guss.
Interesting. So, okay, so we have left Edie, who's one of the main characters, I guess, and then Milton and Lewis and Dawn. We're, I wonder if we're getting close to the end here. So Dawn is no longer in this room. I wonder if she got kicked out or decided she didn't want to live with two boys. But we have some stairs? No. Oh, a climbing wall. I have a feeling that's where we're supposed to go, but always good to check. Raise flag at 7:30. Breakfast 8 o'clock. Quiet time 11 p.m. Dawn has to sweep and do trash. Gus has to mop, mow the yard, and Greg has to be a baby. Wow, that's some routine. All right, let's climb the wall.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
There you go. That's why her mattress is not there. Who
At
could
the
be in that
time,
room?
It was as far away as she could get.
So this must be the story of Dawn.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Especially if she was there. That's tragic for a kid. Okay, Dawn and Sanjay. Yep, that's
She
our
spent a
dad.
summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
I'm glad at the end of this playthrough I finally figured out how to read that family tree.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Alright, let's not make the same mistake that Gus made.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back
So she moved back in.
and to see kids in the house again.
Interestingly enough, I wonder if we're going to find out about Sanjay or not. So there's Milton, who disappeared, Lewis, who died, and us. I wonder if we make it to the end of the
The house
game.
had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Alright, well, there's more up there. Let's see where this leads us.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
There's Edie. No, Edith, that's us, sorry. Our family history, fact or fiction. Well, that, I guess, homeschooled, perhaps?
But it didn't last.
Didn't last. Well, there's a happy family picture at least.
The
Oh
beginning
dear.
of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
I wonder what that is over there. Alright, let's have a look. Milton's room.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Okay, go that way. In we go. Nothing around back. But now we know. One of the things, side note, that I generally find frustrating is when I'm playing a game and there's a fork in the road, for example, and then I plan on going to the one direction, but I go the other direction instead, and then all of a sudden it gets to a point where I can't go back to the first direction. And then as someone who tries to sort of see everything that a game has to offer, I can't anymore. And some games let you sort of revert saves or what have you. This game definitely does not, so that's why we definitely have to do our due diligence in checking everything out. I mean, it's certainly an interesting story. Why wouldn't you want to learn as much as there is to learn about it? So Milton looks like he was an artist of some sort. Let's climb the rope. What are you doing with it? Oh, okay. So Milton disappeared. Whether he left of his own accord or not, maybe we'll find out. 1992, question mark.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Oh, flipbook. This reminds me of that Daffy Duck cartoon where the painter is editing him. It's like a... Maybe not anymore, but it did at the beginning. So I guess that must be a self portrait of Milton. He did himself. Look at that. It's almost like the book says he disappeared. Like he wanted himself to disappear.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Did you guys get that impression as well? That he sort of was almost like a magician doing a disappearing act, and I don't think it seems like he disappeared under strange circumstances. He just disappeared, and I'm thinking maybe he wanted to get away from this place. I mean, with this family's history, can you blame him?
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Interesting. I didn't notice the yellow footprints before, but they must have been there. I don't think there's more information than that. Alright, out the window we go.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Whatever Milton found in the house. What did he find in the house? I don't get it. I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's carry on. Oh, there we go. I didn't see those steps before if they were there.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
So do they know that he left of his own accord?
He spent more and more time in his room until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
So this is someone's room. They gotta get up here every single day. Man. This is Lewis's room.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room, except Lewis.
He was 22 when he passed away, so older than most in this game. Oh, he lives in the boat. And then that's interesting. Let's find out about Lewis. We're getting closer and closer. Wonder which one of these stories is going to be sort of the one that has the big reveal about the curse or what have you. I don't know. Not sure what it's working towards other than just teaching us about all these grisly deaths in strange and fascinating ways.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
It's an interesting room. Hey, where you going? I didn't do that, did I? I just looked. Oh, I guess looking in that doorway puts you into it. Let's move a little bit. Okay, there we go. Ooh, gaming system. This is the Wonderland Turbo. I must not have picked that one up when I was a kid. Okay, so there's probably the locker. That's the. Let's see which one we want to do first.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Hashtag too soon, Edie. Or Edith, too soon. Alright, let's dive in. Greater Seattle Institute of Psychology to Dawn Finch. That's the mom again.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery. But
Well, this
he
is
withdrew part of himself.
who got all the fish. That's right. If you remember from
Sessions, I saw
episode
the same
1.
behavior. His mind began to...
So brief pause. I had a friend who was actually working in a meat shop who his job was to cut off the heads of fish. And poor guy did not last very long because it is not a fun job. So I don't know if that's what happened to Lewis or if he was just happy being... Okay, what can we do here?
wander.
Oh. Okay, that threw me. I gotta do both these things? Well, that's very interesting. So I'm controlling the little character with the... Oops. This is challenging. This is an exercise in multitasking.
I asked him to describe
Controlling the character with my keyboard and the fish with my mouse.
He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth.
I guess we're in a labyrinth here. What would happen if I didn't do the fish chopping?
He'd feel his way about.
Let's find out. Just hold on to the fish. Let's see if they start accumulating. Oh, there's another one. And then this is how he got fired from the cannery. Well, I'm
Then something
not
more.
going to do that.
Bats and toads.
You get into witchcraft or something?
And things that have not names.
Looks like there's some type of spirit element. Oops, get that fish back out there.
He knew it was all in his head.
Oh wow, that was
He took it
interesting.
very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
Where are we now? We're on a...
But he found something more.
Oh. Oh,
I
we've
worried
upgraded
about him then.
to
Daydreaming
3D
at the
games.
cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee.
Yeah, look at him
Methodical,
working on this
tireless,
fish.
Focused. Like a whole new
I guess
Lewis.
it's him daydreaming while he's doing the fish.
So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Oh.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Oh.
He built
Oh,
the
that was
city up
clever.
slowly, brick by brick.
Can't go in there.
Then he made musicians.
So this is all in his head
and
then, I
songs
guess,
for
still?
them to play.
Or is this a video game that
Talked
he
about
created?
starting a band.
I don't know. Can't go in there.
And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Oh. Grab the fish. Cut the fish. Oh, no, I thought that was going to open up
He
the
no longer spoke at the
path.
cannery, but his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor,
And he won.
and he won.
Yeah.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Ooh. Now we're, still doing this multitasking. That's alright.
Conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
New Louisville, I like it.
St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
Slow down, watch out for the rocks. And the fish.
Minneapolis. Until
Ooh.
one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Lost
Even
in his
as
own
mother
mind.
pleaded with him, part of the race kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
Huh. Well, let's see what...
beautiful prince.
Interesting, lets you choose that side, whether you want to make it a prince or a queen, princess. Now the river's flowing with color.
The prince was on his
Oh,
own quest.
it's like a choose your own adventure. This is kind of nice. Quest for sinister serpents.
Sinister serpents.
Oh dear. Oh. Watch out for those sinister serpents.
He followed the sound of his
Sitar. Oh, can I get rid of that fish? We're working on it.
electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
East of the sun and west of the moon.
Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Oh, okay, this is not fair. I can't keep up. I have a feeling I'm not supposed to.
But he was so proud of having created it.
Oh, my goodness.
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Conqueror? Emperor? Dictator?
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
But he's still doing well at the cannery. For now. Oh, I guess until now. Okay. This might be the end of our dear friend Lewis.
We began to forget the world we know.
Imperial Palace again. Here we are at the cannery. This is...
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
So this is the King Lewis, I guess, approaching Cannery Lewis. And...
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Uh-oh.
I still thought I could save him.
Who's
Even
this
after
leading?
he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The
Oh.
palace would be packed with
I expected something a little more
companions.
gruesome. It's cute.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Reminds me of the end of Phantom Menace with that little celebration. I don't know why, but it does. I mean, if your imagination was this
Holding his crown.
elaborate and realistic, and your life was a cannery,
There was only one thing left to do.
come on. No, not that I'm condoning this activity, for the record. That's not what I meant at all. I just meant... I don't know what I meant. Oh,
Down his head.
oh dear. I didn't see it coming.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Like I said, I didn't see it coming, but I probably should have. Let me know in the comments below if you saw that one
Arthur was
coming.
really cool.
I didn't.
I wish you could have met him.
There's Lewis, Milton, Edith is us. Dawn and Edie are left, I guess. Alright, back up we go. To those other stairs. It'd be really weird if Edie lived way up there. Oh, don't go. No, no. Minor flaw. As soon as we come out, must turn right away towards that ladder. Down the ladder. There we go. Oh, no, wait. We can't go up the stairs, so where do we go? Okay. Exit. Oh, my goodness. Ah, rookie move. Back in we go. I mean, on the one hand, it's a really nice room up here with beautiful view and this little hanging chairs, and your room is a boat. But man, when there's a storm coming, I don't think I'd want to be in here at all. Alright, let's find that exit. Okay.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
So this used to connect there. I guess that way someone doesn't have to go right through
I'm
Lewis's
not
room
sure
to get
she
to this
wanted
room.
make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Okay, where are we? Dawn's room? How do we find that out? I don't think we've seen Edie's room yet. I mean, Edith's room yet. It's gotta be the mom if all the missing signs are there.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
There you go. To Teach and to Learn by Dawn Finch.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Interesting. It says Edith, not Edie. So is this going to Edith's room then?
But it had to end one way or another.
This is
All
our
that's
room.
left now was to tell you about that last night.
Uh-oh. This is us. Is this the end? A quill? I guess we're alive, so that's good. Edith Finch journal.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
I guess now we are Edith, but Edith from the past. While Grandma and Mom, sorry, Great-Grandma and Mom argue.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
Well, we know that this is the key to the basement.
When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
Ah,
Or that Edie had a key to it.
into the library we go. I feel that candles strewn about in a library may not be a good idea.
Isn't going to end when you leave the house.
I'm guessing the thing she's afraid of is the curse.
Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Where do we go? Through the dark.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning.
How old is Edith here? History of the Finches by Edie Finch.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
Oh.
That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground.
Ah, that's what that blinking light
In
was.
an earthquake
I'd forgotten
out
about
in
that
the
already.
middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful.
Yeah, no
No.
kidding.
I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Well, all I can do is push forward and hope to hit it.
I got turned around.
Uh-oh. Let's try walking around the rock. This is still now the same way I started going, I'm guessing.
For a while, I wondered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
Now we're back at the house, it looks like.
Or maybe I came back to them.
I was curious what the blinking light was. It must be for boats. So they don't smack into that house. Gate still works.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's
Oh.
mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go. I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
Oh, that's the night they left. Didn't get to finish the book.
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
But now
Next
we can go to the
morning,
library.
I came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Read the other half, perhaps.
After that, we moved around a lot.
I used to do that too. It
We
was
both
fun.
tried to make the best of it.
Oh, I even get to control it. I'm still doing it, I guess. Just feel the waves of air in your arms. Like
A
you're
few years
swimming.
went by.
How do I blow? You just shake it?
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
I'm moving the mouse. Oh.
The rest happened pretty quickly.
Dawn Finch, 2016, October. Oh, what did that say? She
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
Huh.
Until I found out about you.
Milton? No, the baby, that's right. This is
I'm
a
still not sure what to tell you about all this.
love letter or a history letter to her kid.
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you.
I don't know if I'm controlling anything here. I guess I am. Forward. Forward.
But now I hope you'll never see it.
No, I'm not controlling anything.
I just want to meet you.
Is
And tell you
this
all these stories myself.
supposed to be the baby's perspective? That's some kind of
But I guess if you're reading this now,
journey.
things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Huh. So that's her kid, who she wrote the journal to. But what happened to Edith? Huh. for Shirley Dallas, 1948 to 2013. Well, I don't want to sign off just yet. Let's talk about this. So, okay, first of all, presentation-wise, top notch. I mean, the fact that they came up with all these different sort of methods of storytelling, like this is really just a storytelling game, and they did it in an interesting and unique way. Like there's so many different opportunities that they did with all these members of the Finch family. Now, never was my character's life in danger. Never was there really a puzzle that wasn't pretty much laid out for me to solve. It was just a walk through the story. But that's not a bad thing. That's exactly what a story like this needs. It's really just learning about the character development. You're learning little bits at the beginning, and then as it evolves, you learn about the curses. And I mean, there's some very touching scenes in here. There's some gruesome deaths, unfortunately. Not really a lot of them, but a couple of them. And that's what the game is. The game is just a story, a drama story, and I liked it. I mean, there's some questions I feel at the end that I didn't quite get the closure I'd hoped for. I mean, I guess Edie died somewhere in the house after they left, but that story that we started reading in the library, where does that conclude? What happens to that? And then Milton, who is the brother that disappeared. I get that they did his little flip book, which was very cool. And it looks like again that he chose to disappear on his own. But does he not resurface in some way, or how do we? I don't know. And then Edith, the main character. I mean, the game is called What Remains of Edith Finch, and at the very end, it's literally her gravestone, with her kid planting some flowers. We don't know anything about the dad. We don't know anything about what happened to her. And that's again not a bad thing. It's just questions that we have, that I don't want to say it leaves it open for a sequel, because I don't think a game like this needs a sequel or should have a sequel or will have a sequel even. I guess you really couldn't, because you learn everything about the people already. But yeah, I don't know. So if we were to rate it out of 10, it's hard to so it doesn't really compare with other games that I've played. I mean, I'll remember it. It's definitely a memorable game. It was an enjoyable experience. It was short, like maybe 2 hours almost, not quite. And I would give it a solid 7. I don't think I can go higher than that. But I mean, as a small independent game, this is awesome. It's great, especially for a nice little touch there, rearranging the Edith Finch team to the end. The replay of story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Select Edith. Okay, so replay of story. Okay, so now I get to choose whose story I replay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. But so yeah, I mean, it was a fun game. It was very memorable. I would recommend it. Now, if you're watching this video, you probably don't need to play it, because you've seen it, and a lot of the shock value potentially, or the surprise factor, or the uncovering the history won't be as impactful. But maybe if you know of someone that would benefit from a game like this, like I know that there are people that don't really want to play games where you're gonna risk your life in the game, or where you have to do all these puzzles. If you want just someone to have a strong story, it's I would say it's a great intro game just to get people familiar with controls. Get them to learn that there are emotional attachments that you can have within the game where you want to sort of see, okay, what happens to this character. I think it was awesome. So that is the end of the What Remains of Edith Finch solo playthrough by Griebs at one last try. But I'm going to figure out what is the next game. If you have some ideas, please feel free to leave them down in the comments. And I look forward to starting the next one. Hopefully it'll be a little bit longer. But anyway, thank you so much. Signing off. Cheers.